Well, we're getting close to the end of the hour. Can we have a little switcheroo to the sports show, Brendan, if you are conscious after all
Oh
that we just
boy.
bored you with? There we go.
Oh boy.
Okay, Erich Pilcher, the Red Sox fan. Welcome to life as a lifelong Red Sox fan. Take it away, Eric. Tell us about the Boston Red Sox great off season so far. You don't have to look like you sucked lemons for the last 10 hours.
Oh no, we suck again.
Well, give people a little preface about what happened.
We lost a generational talent in Xander Bogarts.
Oh my! How did that happen? My hat!
Um,
My hat just went up in the air, and my Red Sox cap came back on. How did we lose Xander? Oh my
we,
God! Oh,
we lowballed him 2 years in a row, and then we got just outclassed in an offer by the San Diego Padres.
the Ray,
And
the for no longer owned by Ray Kroc, but by some other gadzillionaire.
yes, and then we still have Chris Sale in his albatross of a contract. We did re-sign Rafael
For
Devers.
1 year, right?
No, he now has an 11-year, $331 million deal.
How did that happen?
Well, I think the ownership team saw the writing on the wall and said if we don't keep Devers, the fan base is going to mutiny.
Why would they get? But why would they let Xander go?
I think it's Devers is younger. So if you're going to give that massive contract to one of them, you're going to give it to the younger player. And then the guy we signed to a 6-year, $145 million contract last year, Trevor Story, had to have Tommy John surgery yesterday and is now out for the next 6 months.
Yes, I heard that.
And
You
but
are on camera, so picking your nose might not be the most efficacious way to present yourself, Eric.
I was rubbing.
It's probably like an ape or you're just like you feel like you're covered with fleas because of what John Henry, the Red Sox owner, has done to the team. He is
It's
trying to sell Liverpool Football Club, which is soccer, because he's finding that with the Saudis by snapping up the teams, because Britain is basically sold itself to Saudi Arabia. Not that it hasn't had a 40-year head start. That he really can't compete. He's tried
but
to sell the
he
whole team, then he tried to sell half the team. So far, he
here's
hasn't sold the team. He also owns the Pittsburgh Penguins, doesn't he? A lot of
yeah,
synergy
that's gonna
there,
go over
right?
well. That's gonna go over well in Boston.
It didn't when he got booed when he was at that hockey game.
Rightfully so. I mean, yeah, there's another problem, and it's I hope I'm pronouncing his first name correctly. GM Chaim Bloom.
Chaim.
You can't Chaim Bloom. You can't get a GM from a small market team and bring him to a big market team and have his methods work. It just doesn't happen.
Wait,
He's used to penny pinching. He's used to not signing big name players. That doesn't work in Boston.
well, that's what John
You
Henry picked him for. What was he in Tampa?
yes. Yep.
Well, Tampa does it, doesn't it? For what they have to do.
Well, because it's what they have the money to do. You're in Boston, and I'm a Boston sports fan across the board, except for college sports. I'm a Notre Dame fan. But
Oh.
you can, you cannot go into Boston and penny pinch. It just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't, does it?
It We're in the same division as the New York Yankees, and now the Toronto Blue Jays are spending. So to stay competitive, the Red Sox are going to have to spend.
Well, the Red Sox aren't going to be competitive this year, 2023.
I don't think they're going to be competitive for the next 2 to 3. And then I totally forgot about this. We paid money that the Red Sox paid money to a Japanese player that they could have used to keep Bogarts.
Yeah, that's true, and they don't know how he'll pan out in the United States.
They paid 80 million to just sign him.
Well, they probably gave up Bogarts to sign him. I mean, the Red Sox haven't had that great success signing Japanese players. He's a pitcher, right?
Nope, outfielder.
Well,
He's
outfielder, they
penciled
might
in.
do better.
Well, where they have him penciled in to play is very problematic. They have him penciled in to play left field, which is right against the monster. They, you you don't play up against anything like that in Japan.
Well, you don't play up against anything like that in anywhere else in Major League Baseball either. Except
But
down in Litchfield, where they got a place you can go hit balls at a fake Fenway Park. And even then, it's
I
not
mean,
real, the wall. Just painted.
and I understand that, but that's really hard to have a novice outfielder in the major league level go out to left field
Oh,
at
come
Fenway.
on. It's left field. The only other spot is first base when you can't field. Left field is, where your not so great fielder goes. Although there's been some great left fielders like Carl
Well, you're
Yastrzemski.
right. That's where Manny played. So
Right. Enough said, huh? Although for some reason Reggie Jackson played in right field. Well, we'll never know about that. Reggie had a cannon for an arm, but it just wouldn't go where he wanted it to go. So, you do want your right fielder to have a hell of an arm. Your Dwight Evans, your Dave Parker, what's the point, though, if it goes somewhere else than where you're throwing it? Can never understand why Reggie was in right field.
well, I think because the Yankees actually had a very good fielding infield most of the time Reggie was there. So they could make up for his errant
I
throws.
saw a ball fall on his head. Enough said. Of course, that could have happened. That could have happened in any position, right? That's one of those things you wonder. I remember watching that game with my mother because my mother liked baseball, where the ball fell on his head and Billy Martin went crazy. But then again, I could have just seen highlights, and that's how memory works, folks. And when I'm like 83, I'm going to be out there with Reggie.
I,
I'm playing.
I,
I'll be playing center in 1970. So Mickey Rivers will be just in the memory hole. All right, folks. What are we gonna do next week? Are you gonna watch those two movies with Wilhelm Peterson that I told you to watch, or are you gonna stiff
I,
me?
I
To
certainly
Live and
can if
Die
you.
in L.A. and Manhunter.
I can certainly watch them so I can be prepared.
All right, I will send you the links to those motion pictures. And then maybe in the future we can do. You seem to be one of these alternative Academy Awards people. If you want to do one of those shows, I'll bring in my Oscars. Not that I won them, folks. They're just movie memorabilia.
Yes,
And one of them's under
that
lock
that
and key, so that one's not gonna.
that would be fun.
If I can find it, it's probably lost somewhere. Now I'm just babbling, so we're back to normal. And yeah, it's a good thing Mr. Baseball's not around because there'd be a lot of gnashing of teeth and rending of our clothes. Isn't that part of Festivus?
Feats of Strength
Oh,
is a
there's no
part of
gnashing of
Festivus.
teeth and tearing of clothes in Festivus?
It's the airing of grievances, feats of strength, and the feast.
Oh, okay. And Rocky, did you win the feats of strength with Rocky Huber?
No, Rocky, my pit bull dog.
Oh, okay.
That's yeah. Rocky won those feats of strength. He
Okay. All right, folks. We'll talk to you soon, Eric. We'll see you next week here We Pick Your President presents Ward 13 with yours truly, John Hopwood. Adios.